Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first ever Peter Legge online public speaking seminar.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. It's great to be here to share with you some of the speaking secrets I've learned in my career. So thank you so much for being here.
So now we just asked if you turn on your video. We just want to grab a quick photo. So if everyone would just turn on your video, not for long, I promise you can turn it back off. It's not the end of the world if you don't turn it on, but we'd love it if you would just turn it on for a second. And Chari's going to grab a quick photo. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rebecca Legge, and I am thrilled to be here. I am actually Peter's middle daughter, so I will be your host for this event.
And for those of you who don't know me, I happen to be her dad, Peter Legge, and I am thrilled to be here today and very excited to help you in your career as a speaker. I want to thank you all for being here today, to set aside some time to learn and improve your public speaking skills. Public speaking is an important skill in today's world, and it's crucial to be able to communicate your ideas.
So today we are going to equip you with the necessary tools to become a confident and skilled public speaker. Before we get started, we do have a few housekeeping tips to share. First off, if there are any technical difficulties, which we've already had, so thank you for helping us, just let us know again in the chat function, or just jump on in and yell something, because that would be great. And we are here to assist as best we can.
And secondly, we encourage you to ask questions during the seminar. And please use the chat function below, and we will do our very best to answer as many questions at the end of this program.
And lastly, we just ask that you do keep your microphones muted. It obviously helps minimize the background noise and ensure that everyone can hear clearly. So now, without further ado, please enjoy the ABCs of public speaking from Dr. Peter Legge.
Thank you, Rebecca, and thank you everyone for joining us today. It's pretty common knowledge that one of the scariest things for anybody to do is to stand up before an audience and speak, but it's a lot easier than you think it is. It's been my privilege to have spoken to audiences all around the world, and I've been told it's well over 5,000 different audiences on 5 different continents, and I've loved every single speech. In my speaking career, I've learned that there are some very easy secrets that will give you the confidence and make you a dynamic speaker. Whether it's a 2 or 10-minute speech or a 45-minute keynote address or presentation, I can help you make it look easier and get all those butterflies flying in the same direction, so you will become an impactful, efficient, articulate, and persuasive speaker. To get us started, here are my top 3 tips. Tip number 1, know your audience. Know who you're speaking to so you can relate to them. Are they older or younger? Are they professionals or students? Perhaps they're both. I think you need to learn something about the audience or the town that you're speaking in. Tip number 2, your body language. Be as natural as you can. Stand up straight, maintain a good posture, shine your shoes, look smart, look like you know what you're doing. Make eye contact with the audience and smile a lot. Use gestures to emphasize your points and convey confidence that you know what you're doing. Tip number 3, content, content, content. Identify your main messages and stick to it. Use stories and examples to illustrate your points. Make sure your content is relevant to your audience. How do you structure a speech? Well, make it interesting, make it understandable, keep it reasonably short, and tell a personal story. Remember, there is a beginning, a body or main message, and an ending that is impactful and memorable. When I was 10 years old, I went to a private boarding school in Sussex in England. And the highlight of that year was Sports Day. And the highlight of Sports Day was the half mile for 10-year-olds. Now, my mother had given a trophy for the fastest boy. I didn't make the cut, I wasn't in the race. But because my mother donated a trophy, the headmaster put me in the race. So there I was, the 16th runner in a 15-person race. Way back then, it was 4 times around the track. Everyone was lined up. The gun went off. The first lap, I was where I should be, 16th position. Except out of the corner of my eye, I could see my mother and my father and my grandmother. And I said to myself, you better get your butt in gear. At the end of the second lap, I was now in 9th position. And my parents were yelling enthusiastic comments to me to win this race or to excel in this race. At the end of the third lap, I was now in 4th position. I looked out of the corner of my eye, I could see my mother and my grandmother and my father yelling and encouraging some words for their son and grandson to win this race. And miracles of miracles, I won that race, and I was presented by the headmaster my mother's trophy, which I still have today, some 50 years later. And what it taught me was that if you're going to excel, you're not necessarily going to win every race, but you have to be a participant. You have to be in the race. You're not going to win anything unless you're involved, unless you're actively involved as a participant. I won that race. I've won lots of races since, but I've failed lots of times. You will win nothing unless you're involved in it.
Did you find that story engaging? I hope you did, because people love stories. And that story, I was 9 or 10 years old. Many years have gone by. It's still relevant. People still get engaged by that story because they've done something or they've had something happen to them like that. Everyone has a half a dozen of their personal stories that are unique to them. Find out what they are. Tell them to your neighbors, tell them to your friends, tell them to your husband, tell them to your wife, tell them to your kids. Learn how to tell the stories. And people love stories. We grew up on stories. So tell your story, because people could relate to it and they have something similar. A similar story happened in their life, and it could be inspiring or motivating to them. Quotes are not mere fragments of words. They possess the power to inspire, to inform, and ignite change. They act as a window into the minds of great thinkers, connecting us to their wisdom and their experience. And you can pause and you can deliver a quote in the middle of your speech that's completely different than your speech itself. You can pause and say, this is a quote that is important to you. Our thoughts determine our destiny, and our destiny determines our legacy. John Maxwell said that. That will make an impact on somebody. Let me repeat that. Our thoughts determine our destiny, and our destiny determines our legacy. If you're doing a 30 or 40-minute speech, pick 2 or 3 or 4 quotes that you can use in those speeches. It says to the audience, that person is well-read. He's using a quote that illustrates the point. You can change your delivery. You can change how you present that particular thing, and you can pause and say, let me remind you of this quote, Proverbs 23:7. As you think in your heart, so you shall be. So how was your thinking? Most new speakers are very challenged to overcome stage fright and nervousness. And the interesting thing is that the audience doesn't know that you're nervous. They don't know that this might be your 10th or 15th or 20th speech. They're expecting you to deliver the best you can. So you make a couple of mistakes. Big deal. No problem, because you're going to prepare anyway. Practice your speech in advance and know your material inside and out. And repeat it. Did you hear what I just said there? That was really important. That's what you need to say. This will help you feel more confident and reduce your anxiety. Before you speak to an audience, you need to develop some kind of pre-speech ritual. What you're going to do. Breathing exercises, deep breathing, keep calm your nerves, reduce your anxiety, and know that you're going to be a big hit, and know that you're going to win them over. That's what you're going to do. Convince yourself you're the right speaker to do the right job today, and you're going to do the best job you can. That's all you can do. Do the best you can do. Positive self-talk. Use self-talk to build your confidence. Tell yourself that you can do it, that you are prepared and capable, and that you will speak well. Convince yourself
This is your time in the sun. This 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever it is, you are going to be dazzle them. You're going to be the best speaker in town. No question about it. That's what you need to tell yourself. Just speak as though you're speaking to somebody personal to you. But depending on the size of the audience, you need to project. You need to focus on the person in the back row as much as the person in the front row. Now, here are techniques for delivering a speech effectively. Prepare, prepare, prepare. Know your subject, know your audience, and know what they're expecting. Speak clearly, enunciate each word, and take your time and repeat. And focus on the audience and look how they're responding. Vary your tone, your pitch, your volume. And again, if you have to repeat, repeat. Did you hear that? Do you repeat? There are multiple benefits of learning to be a good speaker that could propel you forward in your career. A good speaker is taken more seriously. Your ideas
I
are
have to sign.
in a positive, and you could have the ability to influence more people, hopefully for a better life. Every audience is different. Every audience has a different experience just getting to the theater, just getting to the meeting room. You don't know what they're going through, but they're looking for you for inspiration. They're looking to you to uplift them, to encourage them, to make sure that you do the very best job you can. You can be effective. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to say ums and ahs. Don't be afraid to say, you know what, I don't think I covered that off well enough. Say that, and then repeat it, and add the things you think you've missed. That's a speaker. It's not just, I got 30 minutes, these are the 30 minutes, and this is what it's going to be. You've got to be professional, you've got to be flexible, and you've got to be dynamic on the stage. And you can do that. You can do that, and I can help you get there. Be yourself, be honest, tell the truth, and be as dynamic as you can. And if you need to cry, cry. If you need to apologize, apologize. If you need to go back on a story and say, you know, I missed a great element, say those things. Say it's a conversation. It's just a more elaborate conversation on one-on-one. It could be a conversation between you and 200 people. That's okay. Let me repeat that. Let me repeat that. That's what you need to say. And they'll write this down. Use things like, write this down. You'll forget this. You'll forget 80% of what I say 30 minutes after I've gone. Timing. Everything is about timing. You want to make them laugh. You want to make them think. You want to make them cry. You've got to have timing. You've got to look your audience in the eye, and you've got to appeal to their nature. You've got to appeal to their emotions. You've got to appeal to their senses. You've got to move them. You've got to move their heart from here to here. That's what you're really doing as a speaker. You've got to move them. When you can move people, they'll listen to you, and they'll respond, and they'll react. That's what you've got to do. These are some of my top tips to be an effective communicator. I'm sure you have some questions that I'm willing to answer for you.
Hey, so thank you for your patience with a couple of technical glitches there. We do appreciate it. And again, Peter, I just want to thank you for all those words of wisdom. And I'm sure everyone was able to get some little nuggets. I saw lots of people taking notes. And I know for me, I think I'm going to work on, I don't know if it's whether my tone of voice or storytelling. I think there really is power in storytelling. And I grew up with you telling a million stories. And I think that is a great way to get the audience to really listen. So I'm going to work on that. If you all would mind, just take a moment to jot down in the chat box a nugget or a tip or something that you learned today. Peter would love to read those later. So if you did have a quick little something that really resonated with you, we'd love to follow up with that. So, whoops, here we go. And also we did want to know if you had any questions. by all means, Peter is here live to answer any questions you might have. So again, jot them down in the chat and our team will send them over to us and we'll get to those in just a minute. But before we get to those questions, we do have a special offer from Peter that we want to share with you before we get to the questions. So we would like to introduce our exclusive one-on-one coaching package. So this is designed to elevate your communication skills. So whether you have an upcoming speech or a crucial presentation, or you simply want to enhance your ability to convey your thoughts effectively, then this tailored package is here for you. It is to help you become a confident and persuasive communicator. So with this package, you will receive 2 30-minute coaching sessions with Peter. It is personalized to meet your specific needs.
I will work closely with you. I'll help you write your powerful speech. I'll make sure your delivery is impactful and effective. And I will help you with your timing of your stories. I'll provide immediate feedback and I'll help you captivate your audience from the moment you start speaking.
So the package isn't limited to speeches alone. We know that to be effective, you just want to be able to communicate well, and it extends way beyond any stage, even if you have a stage. So these coaching sessions can help anyone in business meetings, with interviews, just empowering you to communicate more confidently.
So would you like to elevate your public speaking skills? I bet you would. Would you like to feel more confident when speaking in public? I can help you. I'm here to help you. You can practice with me. I will listen. I will give you immediate feedback. I guarantee I can improve your speaking abilities. All you have to do is sign up today, take action today, improve your speaking abilities, and who knows what will happen to you in the next 3, 4, 5 years of your business life.
So for everyone that's here today and who have signed up for this session, you can receive this package for $99. So the regular price would be $330. Spots are limited, as Peter doesn't have endless time, so they are limited, but he would love to help you elevate your public speaking skills.
So now is the time to invest in yourself with this exclusive one-on-one coaching package.
So the link is in the chat box, as well as you can see on the flyer there, it says enroll now. So again, take your first step towards your success and enroll today. We would love to work with you. And if you have any questions regarding this particular coaching package, again, you can directly reach out to us, questions in the chat box. We'd be happy to answer any questions about this package as well. So now we're going to go back to, I hear we do have a couple questions. So let's see. We have one question from Heidi. Heidi Peter says, I struggle with the preparation, writing and rewriting a speech. Is it best to memorize the speech or to work with bullet points? Great question.
I would say it's best to work with bullet points and work around those bullet points. And as thoughts come to you, to your speech, let's say you're doing a 15 to 20 minute speech, you might only have 10 minutes prepared. And I won't say ad lib, you don't want to ad lib, but other ideas might come to you to enhance that story. Build your speech backed up with stories. People love stories because they got a beginning, a middle, and an end. And everyone that's watching this program has all kinds of stories. So today, if you do something initial today, write that story down. You might refer to it in a month or in 2 months and 3 months and use it. So I'd say the stories of your life, you might don't think are really appealing, but they are to the audience because they've experienced something like that and they want to know how you dealt with it.
It's hard. No one's going to answer you back.
Okay.
We have a couple more questions. I think there's one more. And then we're almost finished. So again, if you did have any questions regarding the coaching package, it certainly is a great opportunity to take advantage of Peter and his one-on-one coaching. I think it would be fantastic to spend 30 minutes, whether you're practicing or, as he said, you're just wanting constructive feedback. He is a phenomenal speaker, as we all, well, most of
The
us
link is in
remember.
the chat box for them to enroll. It's not
Right.
there
The
actually.
link is in the chat box. Tari just mentioned, so if it wasn't there before, it is there now. So again, we will be sending out also a detailed piece of a flyer as well for everybody that signed up and those that weren't able to be here live. So you will have a bit of time to at least consider the coaching package, and it is on Zoom, and it will also be scheduled at your convenience. So Peters will work with you to figure out a time that works best. Okay, one more question from Andre. Oh, this is a good one. It's challenging when you're caught off guard. What's the best way to deal with the question you don't have an answer for? Good one.
Easy. Ask the person who asked you that question, how would they respond to that? That gives you time to figure out what your answer is. Because we don't know all the answers to every question, because we don't know what question is coming our way. So if someone asks you a rather challenging question, then and you don't know the answer, say, what's your experience been with that question, with that situation, and how did you handle it? That's what I would do. And as that comes along, then you can interact with have discourse with him or her about how you would handle that question. That make sense?
Okay, we just want to say thank you to Donna Rodman. Donna Rodman remembers you very fondly from the Vancouver Board of Trade.
Oh, Donna, nice to hear you. Thank you.
Yes, so oh, and we've had a couple sales. Oh, this is great. Yay. Oh, that's good news. Okay, so again, there are limited spots, but if you would like to sign up for some special one-on-one coaching with Peter, you're excited about that?
I am.
So hopefully everyone has had some time. If you did have any other questions, we're going to wrap up, but Peter's going to stick around so we can certainly answer offline when we aren't live. But we do want to thank everyone so much for being here. We hope that you have enjoyed the ABCs of public speaking. This is just the beginning.
And if you have a seminar or session coming up, or simply want to improve your speaking skills, please sign up right now and I'll help you, and I'll improve it, and I'll make you more dynamic than you ever think you can be.
So thank you, everyone, and we will see you next time. Thank you.
Thank you. That was great. Thank you, Peter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
everyone.
Peter.
Great
You're awesome,
day.
buddy. Thanks, Pete.
Thanks, you guys.
My pleasure.
That was great.
Osmosis.